Hello and welcome to Frontier Community Access Television. We are very happy to have you today. It is a nice, sunny, and a little bit hot day out behind Frontier Regional High School. We're in a little bit of shade ourselves here, but we're getting ready for our opening to the fall sports season here at Frontier. It's a field hockey game that's going to start us off. It's the Frontier Redhawks against the Greenfield Green Wave, and this is a big one. It is the rematch, beyond being their first game of the season, it's a rematch of the Western Mass Finals last year. And I'm joined here today with former, middle school, right?
Yep.
Former middle school field hockey coach and current science teacher at Frontier Regional, Stacy Chaffley. How are you doing, Miss Chaffley?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
I'm doing well. We're off to a good start here at the school, and this is exciting. The girls are really pumped for this.
Absolutely. Greenfield won the toss. They will start with a pass back from the circle. And a few changes have been made since last year with Frontier's lineup. We have a few notable players that we'll be seeing a lot of today that are actually from Greenfield's co-op last year. Among them are number 11, who I believe is out on the field right now, Addison Harrington. She's a sophomore who came from Mohawk, I think you said, right?
No, it came from Pioneer.
Pioneer, right.
Because Greenfield and Pioneer co-op.
Yes.
This starting last year. And so now Addison and Amelia Bouchard and Lauren Kalinowski are all here at Frontier.
Yes. And two of the three of those players are forwards, so likely to see some more offensive power from the Hawks. And right now they're on an offensive push around the circle and now getting into an area where they might be able to shoot.
Oh, we have a corner that would look like a foot on number 7, Greenfield. So this is I say this every year, and we would try and get the girls pumped up. Every corner is a goal. This is an opportunity.
I remember that one.
So, and the new rule, some of the new rules that have come out, corners, it starts with a whistle from the ref, and then they can't move off the circle line, till the ball is put in play.
And it looks like they might also have some new rules about some protection. You can see some of the defenders, not the goalie, but defenders for Greenfield, they have masks on as they come out from the goal. The shot kicked wide by the goalie for Greenfield, who, by the way, is only in 8th grade.
Ooh. That's always, she has big shoes to fill.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not sure how many players Greenfield lost last year, but in the Western Mass Finals from last season, Frontier walked away with a 1-0 win. They were in quite a deadlock with each other for most of the game before Ashley Galinsky was able to put away the game-winning goal, if I remember correctly. And Greenfield now trying to start their season off right with revenge. But they end up fighting against some of their old teammates, too.
Yeah. And their little foot going on there. So self-start because it was outside the circle. And depending on how bad the infraction is. Oh, that was a stick.
I mean, yeah, you could hear it.
Yeah. Ooh.
Now we're getting plenty of action right in front of the camera here. Yeah. Frontier playing it off of the out-of-bounds call. And that's Stella Heflin moving it forward on the right side. She's got a few people to pass to if she wants to center it, and she does. Doesn't quite get through the defense, but now scramble happens. Shot in, it's loose. Goalie goes down. Modesto sends a shot in, deflected, and Greenfield defenders pushing it back out. They're still in the circle, and now they get out of the danger zone, and they'll have a self-start. Heflin intercepts the pass. Now she's moving it back the other way.
Nice back pass to Harper Modesto.
couple bounces off the stick of Nora Sloan.
So that was an interference. So Greenfield wasn't 5 yards from that self-start. So a lot of times they'll get a warning. If it happens again, they might start pulling the cards out.
Gotcha. And how frequently do you see cards in field hockey?
Depends on the game.
Well, of course, yeah.
It's not uncommon to see a few cards show up. And turn it, it can be a penalty of like a 2-minute. You're down a person for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So that was a foot on Frontier.
Yeah, and at an unfortunate time, too, while they were in the circle trying to score, and that pass, which went airborne, batted down by Taylor, open goal, and it's put through! Macy DeMeo gets the opening goal of the season for the Redhawks. And a fitting person to score that. Last season, she was voted to the first team All-Western Mass as a sophomore. Now in her junior year, she starts the Redhawks off strong, and they're up 1-0 against the Green Wave.
Yeah, and I would say that was all by herself, no assists.
It looked like it came off of a bit of a scramble, and now Greenfield trying to move it fast the other way. That's Henley Gilstrap into the circle, pushing past Delaney Feifeld, and
corner.
Well, now Greenfield will get their first corner. I was going to say we're even, but I think Frontier had 2, right?
Nope, just one.
Just one, okay.
Just one.
And Frontier not having any face masks to protect their faces. So I guess it's just a preference of the team allowed by the rules now, because we didn't see that at all last year, if I remember.
So, yeah, last year was the first year goggles are optional.
Mm-hmm.
And, so they broke.
Yeah, and I wouldn't necessarily put any blame on misunderstanding of the rules necessarily. We have number 29 of Greenfield ran up pass, and I think that misunderstood that as a signal that they could get across. But now Greenfield with a chance off of the corner sends it in loose. Richards makes a stop. It's still in front of the goal, and
it went in.
It's put away. It's hard to tell with the angle, especially because we're not high up. Or maybe it wasn't. No.
Nope.
It wasn't.
It was
blown, or I guess there was some kind of foul that was made by Greenfield. Evidently we didn't catch it. And they blow a big chance to get an equalizer here.
Yeah. Macy DeMeo is working on getting it back up over that 50-yard line.
DeMeo is a huge source of offensive production for the Redhawks, one of their best forwards. And right now on the field, she's being assisted with a few other teammates on the offensive side of things. Ashley Taylor running up. And now with the ball on the far side of the field is Rowan Riley. DeMeo with it now. Try to move it to the center. Stella Heflin will pick it up. A little contact there, but she'll send it forward. Taylor. And play is blown dead. Frontier's ball moves it into the circle. Pass. And an opening. Oh, it scoots by the stick of Riley. The clear is not there for Greenfield either. It will go out of bounds. But it deflected off of the stick of one of the Frontier players, so Greenfield will have the self-start off of the sideline. Riley makes contact first, whistle blown, and
probably a foot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can catch the refs and they'll signal what it is, and sometimes they don't. And with the angle we're at, it's not, as you said, it's not the best angle because you're not looking down.
That's why it's better for us when they have the game in the stadium, but it's worse for them because the grass isn't it's not good shape for field hockey. Right. You want nice and I mean, you've talked a lot when you've been on here with me, Chapley, about like pros and cons of the turf, and like it's preferred for field hockey, but, some people will say, well, I don't like it for football for, they can name all kinds of reasons.
Right.
Greenfield keeps possession off of that whistle. Moving it forward, Gilstrap once again around Kirkendall, but Kirkendall gets her stick in there, and now will move it up to midfield, winds up, and the hit deflected will stay Frontier's ball. Taylor going to play it in. Ashley Taylor, the centering pass deflects away from DeMeo, and Gilstrap goes down with Taylor.
That was a definite, they're calling that a push.
Yeah.
So Greenfield start doing a lob, and they're calling that a dangerous because of the proximity of the defensive and the offensive players.
Yeah. So now a scramble outside of the circle with DeMeo. Spin move, and she moves it in.
Another
opening is shut down by Green Wave. That was a good chance from Harrington.
Yeah, so there was, if you put your body between the defensive player and the ball, they're going to call you for, I forget the specific term, but kind of like you're blocking, using your body to block. And I think that's what that call was. And there goes Abby. Abby did a nice steal right off the stick.
It's a great move from a defender. She was very aggressive last season, too. And now she intercepts the pass, which could have been a clear, passes it forward to Bouchard. And once again, it's Abby Grover with the ball. Her pass blocked down. That play was made by Gloria McDonald. Now Frontier back on offense. Very few offensive chances for Green Wave so far. And a foot is called. See, I got it that time because they did a little. The ref did a little kick, so I was able to tell. And now the stoppage will go Greenfield's way. Pass forward, blocked by DeMeo. DeMeo moving it forward. Oh, it could have been a nice centering pass, but intercepted by Greenfield up the far sideline. And Gilstrap's going to get to it first. She's got a teammate downfield. Can't get past Kirkendall, though. Greenfield keeps the ball off the whistle.
This is a very strong defensive line and a very mature, seasoned defense.
You're talking about
Frontier.
3 of the defenders out there being seniors. You've got Kirkendall, Grover, and Fifield.
Right, and then you have Harper, who's been playing varsity since 8th grade. So, we got the train coming behind us right now.
Yeah, and that, I think, is one of the bigger strengths of Frontier, because you can talk about Macy DeMeo and, some of the new additions, like maybe Harrington having a breakthrough season with the Red Hawks. You can talk about that all you want, but at the end of the day, if you aren't letting the other team get any chances to put the ball by Kyra Richards, the game's already in the books,
right.
And
defensive, Kyra. Senior?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Having a senior in the goal. I mean, that's another thing we can talk about. Senior in goal for Frontier as opposed to an 8th grader in goal for Greenfield. That kind of season, that experience. It can do a lot in just little moments. Just that fraction of a faster reaction that Richards might have could save Frontier in a game where, Vienchek wouldn't for Greenfield.
Right. I mean, in last year's senior goalie for Greenfield.
Yes.
She was amazing. She's like.
I remember her. Yeah. That was one of the big things that made the Western Mass final last year so just entertaining, because you would get chances from both teams and just some incredible saves by the goalies. It just seemed like we were going to have to go into overtime, but then, like we said, Galinsky puts it into the back of the net at I think it was 6 minutes left in the game. But that would, if you want to go back and watch a game, that's one at the top of my list. That was a lot of fun to watch and cover. It's the close games that are really fun,
Well, I mean, let's see. I stopped coaching 5 years ago, and then was coaching for I think 6 years prior to that. And it's Western Mass Finals, Frontier, Greenfield.
Yeah.
Frontier, Greenfield.
Yeah.
And back and forth, and you got the two top teams of Western Mass in their division.
Yeah.
Now they will also go up against Longmeadow, and Longmeadow
Right.
has been a perennial strength, where they've gone to the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals almost every year
Of
the
Western Mass?
state.
Of states,
Of
yeah.
states, yeah.
Now, see, that's the kind of thing, that's big test for a team like Frontier, who, strong team, but a team that's built around depth. Taylor with a chance now
shot on
and tucks
goal.
it by. Vienchik with the dive, but it's no use. It just skipped by her. So now it's 2-0 Hawks.
And we're still in the first quarter.
I mean, this is the kind of opening that the Hawks wanted to see, obviously. Greenfield,
It's still
not quite, but
right. I mean, and it's one of those things. It's the first game. We've got nerves.
100%.
We're still learning how to work with one another.
Yeah.
Where
Absolutely. Especially with, we were talking about Kalinowski, Harrington, Bouchard was the other one. New players, not just to the team, but to the school in general, to Frontier. And that's trying to have those connections to people on the team and have that chemistry
Right.
that, might be a little more natural for some other people on Frontier or, Greenfield as a whole. But also for Vienchik in goal for Greenfield, just getting that experience, And I mean,
Right.
This is the kind of thing where, she's making the right moves, just maybe not making them fast enough, And that comes with experience and time being
Right.
in the crease.
So we got looks like Ashley going at
And Taylor, curling shot, it looked like. She hit that right as she was about to take the ball out of bounds. And
so we have a timeout on the field. I think Missy Maher called the timeout.
yeah, it looks like it. She's hurrying her team over to the bench right now. And so
And
with what we believe is a goal, unless they might have ruled it otherwise. We'll wait and see if they
there's
start it.
the first quarter over.
Okay, well, there we go. So we'll be back in just a few moments. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith, still here with Stacy Chapley. It is 2-0, not 3-0. Frontier on top. It would have been a goal from Ashley Taylor, that beautiful shot that she had, but we've been told that the time ran out on the quarter, and so it did not count. So Hawks still up by 2, and now Greenfield on the offensive. Gilstrap trying to get through the defense. We'll have to pass it back, try and reset a bit. That's Riley Thayer moving it forward. One of the 2 seniors on the team for Green Wave. And gets the pass through. Elsa Brown being pushed off. And now she gets the ball in the circle. And
Probably a foot. Not quite sure.
yeah,
But
either way, the whistle helps to clear the ball out for the Hawks. Or at least give them a breath, because now Greenfield coming right back in.
And Greenfield's a team you cannot relax with.
Yeah,
So we have a corner.
that call drawn by number 13, Ivy Ray. And now they're having a little huddle before they take their positions. Second corner of the game for Green Wave, and a big chance for them to cut down on Frontier's lead.
Nice to the top. Nice save by Kyra.
Great job from the Hawks. Greenfield keeping it alive. They send it back in. still loose. Maybe a chance.
Oh.
A lot of pushing, and the whistle will go the other way.
Yep. So we had a foot, so it's coming out to the top of the circle.
It's impressive defending once again from the Hawks to keep it out for that long. And a bad pass from Kirkendall gets intercepted, and now the whistle goes Green Wave's way. Ivy Ray taking it from just outside the circle, trying to dance by the defense, and now there's Grover who draws the foul.
She was able to break it up nicely. She had her stick nice and low.
Yeah.
As they were trying to go through, and luckily, with that strong defense, being able to get that whistle.
Yeah. And the pass up to DeMeo won't quite connect, although the call goes Frontier's way. Now, Brown, it looks like, going to be taking it up. Yeah, Elsa Brown, pass back, Grover, and now DeMeo.
Yep.
Just trying to find an opening in that front line. Whistle is blown right before the pass, and it'll go Greenfield's way.
I think it bounced bad and hit her in the ankle.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense. They had it up in the air before, and now that's Gloria McDonald with the pass.
Oh.
Bounces over the stick of her target, and Frontier wins the whistle. Takes it past midfield, and they keep possession. Pass batted down. Now that's Gilstrap again, and a nice, I would call that something close to a check, honestly, from Kirkendall, just breaking through to the ball. And now Sloan does a spin, can't quite get it away. That's Olivia LeMay putting plenty of pressure on the Hawks defense, but
so we're hearing a lot of clapping of the sticks.
Yeah.
And so that's probably the last 3 to 4 calls was basically
yeah.
You can go for the ball, but if you go stick to stick,
Yeah.
they're going to call it, especially when you can hear it as well.
Yeah. Defending is McDonald after Taylor had a bit of a break, and that's called off of Taylor's stick. So now McDonald winds up and whiffs the pass a bit, collision, and Frontier wins the whistle. Heflin takes it in, pass into the center. DeMeo's there, and it's skipped up.
Yep, green ball.
Yeah. Big wind-up. Jumps over the stick of Modesto. Kirkendall's there.
That can work, trying to get, go for that drive to get it up the field, but you really need to have those offensive players there to grab it.
Yeah. Couple subs happening for the Hawks as Greenfield struggling to get it out of their own zone.
So we got some movement going on around here. Looks like Greenfield's going to be subbing in somebody shortly. And you just do that on the fly, just like in a regular ice hockey game.
Absolutely. There's just no set lines.
So there's a set box.
Yes.
Over there. Unlike soccer.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Ted Lasso.
That's a great show, though. Greenfield just pinned down in their own zone, and they keep winning the whistles, but now this will go Frontier's way.
Yep.
They'll try and pass back a little bit to DeMeo, and now it's intercepted. Frontier back on the offense. Modesto, pass into Heflin, taken away, and now Gilstrap loses the ball. Gets it back, collides with Kirkendall, and now she's running up the field. Gets past the midfield line. Gilstrap moving fast, and Feifeld with a great little tap through the legs, but called for a foul. Greenfield keeps the ball.
Yeah, a little bit too much stick contact.
Grace Lowry. Excuse me, I think that's Lowry, actually. Her brother's some relative, I think, plays on the Greenfield hockey team. I remember that name from last year.
Ah.
But
Ashley bringing it up.
And now the pass up to Stella. Heflin along the near sideline. Good tightrope back there, and now her basket's taken away. She can't bring it back.
Stella had a great idea, but there was nobody there when she was trying to center it.
Exactly. I mean, that's the kind of thing you need support from your teammates on the offensive side. And now Greenfield's getting plenty of it. Gilstrap taking it up. She's got 2 people to pass to, but Grover makes a big stand and takes the ball away. We'll bring it up to midfield. Pass didn't go the way she wanted to, and she's just taking it herself all the way up there. But now she finds Taylor with the open pass. Is the centering pass there, and the ball's still loose. Oh!
Shot. We got one.
Great effort.
2 saves.
And it'll be finally knocked out of bounds. What an effort from Vienchek.
And it's scary as a goalie being on your belly, like being
Absolutely.
down and not being up.
You just all your mobility is gone.
Right. And the thing is you could see her trying not to cover the ball.
Taylor, one-on-one, can't put it past Vienchek.
Another save. So you cannot block, like in ice hockey.
Yeah.
They catch it, they get it caught.
Yeah, they freeze the puck. Yeah.
Right. You can't do that in field hockey.
Yeah.
So she's down. Oh, we got a corner. So she's down trying to get it so that it gets pushed off.
Mm-hmm. And she eventually knocked it out of bounds, which is, as you said, her goal. But now Greenfield needs another defender in goal. And they've got 8th grader Carson Farrell going down there.
Yeah, and you can see there some of the Greenfield players are electing to put a face mask on because they can get really dicey in there with that
absolutely.
ball. Right there. Ooh.
And what a save from Vienchek.
Didn't quite be able to get a strong.
But now Taylor open in front, backhand, and that goes off of the foot of Vienchek, it looked like. Maybe it'll be a self-start outside of the zone.
Yep, starting at the 25. Putting it into the circle and hoping that you're going to get a stick on it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's when you have a big pool of people, a big mess of people right in front of the net, it's the same thing with hockey. You've seen it so much in the NHL in recent years. People just have gotten so good at deflecting the puck, and there's just nothing the goalie can do, you know?
Yep, another corner.
It's not quite the same thing with field hockey, obviously. It's not quite that fast and, that sudden of a change of direction for the ball, but it can mess up the goalie quite a bit if it's done well. Ashley Taylor, one of the captains for the Hawks, will pass it to one of the other captains, Claire Kirkendall.
Another corner foot.
Oof, boy.
But I have to say, 8th grade goalie, Vienchek, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots. 8 shots on goal, 2 went in.
Yeah. And Taylor, set play there. Modesto gets her pass blocked, still gets it in. Oh, and it's deflected wide. A great effort from Greenfield's defense and a big stop up front by number 5, Gloria McDonald. Now, Taylor has been getting a lot of time on the field, and it's very well deserved. As I said, she's the offensive captain for the Hawks, and she also was voted second team All-Western Mass last year. But right now it's Greenfield that's looking to get on the offensive. They'll win the whistle, move it across the midfield line.
Nice steal.
This is great.
By Harper Modesto.
And the ball was tapped loose by Amelia Bouchard, it looked like. She was right in the area, but now Greenfield just back and forth.
Yeah, Greenfield's kind of adjusted and is looking at making this wall so that Frontier needs to move to the ball in front of those Green Wave players.
And now Harrington the outside pass to Kate Walker. Walker receives a pass now inside the zone, taps it loose, and can't shut down the clearing pass. Modesto.
So I would call it that was a hack.
Yeah, you could hear the sticks hitting together.
Right,
yeah,
but you got to start the ball where the infraction happened. So
yeah,
that's why the ref whistled.
yeah. It happens all the time in soccer too. That's a sport that you'll see that happen in a lot. But now Taylor loses the ball as she moves forward, and now Greenfield has a chance, but Kirkendall shuts it down.
Sweeps it away right off the stick.
Going to pass it back to Modesto, and now she's got a little bit of room to clear it. Won't get past midfield. Taylor fighting for it. It's knocked loose. Taylor trying to pass it forward to Harrington, but she's not quite there. That was Golston on the clear for the Green Wave, and now it's Bouchard to move it forward. Walker right at the circle, and yeah. The clearing pass whiffed by the Greenfield defender. Whistle blown, and
so interference, third person. So it's really important to stay spread out, so that when you have two people on the ball from the same team, can get you into some trouble there, especially with that interference.
Thayer had moved it forward, but now she's waiting on the offensive side of things for Greenfield. Now she's not back to defend, which seems to be the more pressing issue right now. Harrington takes the ball away with Taylor. Harrington pass forward, trying to get it to Walker, but it's intercepted, moved up the far side. And Martin's going to be there for Greenfield to take it up. Pass to Thayer, not quite there, but Thayer takes it off of the self-start. So tracing the ball to the outside, and it's turned over.
Yep, interference. So first quarter saw a lot of offensive domination by Frontier.
Absolutely.
This second quarter, we're seeing more movement back and forth.
Yeah, it's starting to even out more, and I think you can really attribute a lot of that to this team from Greenfield being a lot younger. You only have two seniors, 6 upperclassmen total, and so the level of experience that's on this team is not quite up to par for Frontier. You know, you have a lot of players that have just been doing this for, 1 or 2 years more, and so now Greenfield is starting to get used to the feeling of being on the field playing like this, and we'll see. I mean, Frontier, in control of things in the first quarter. Right. Second quarter, it's evened out. Are we going to see Greenfield take control in the third quarter? Is it the pendulum going to swing all the way to the other side?
Exactly. So we'll see. I mean, you got 2 of the best coaches. With Missy Mahar
easily,
and with our Greenfield counterpart, that it is, what little adjustments are they going to make?
Yeah, because it's those little adjustments that, a lot of the parents here that are watching that don't quite know a lot of the strategic aspects of the sports, they aren't going to notice it, but it can make a big difference in this game.
Right.
So, halftime, Hawks are up 2-0 in their opening game against Green Wave. We will be back in just a few moments. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith, still here with Stacy Chapley. It is 2-0 coming back from halftime. Frontier is up
2-0. And looking at the shots on goal, there's only been 3 shots on Kyra Richards for Frontier.
Yeah.
And 8 on the 8th grader for Greenfield.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to give her credit when you can, because she's made some pretty fantastic stops so far. But the volume of shots means you're going to get more by them. So Frontier doing a lot on the defensive side of things to shut down opportunities for Greenfield. And we were talking before the break about whether or not we were going to see Greenfield come into their own and be the Greenfield that we're a little more used to seeing in this second half of the game. Just getting those, first game jitters out of the way. They were really struggling in that first quarter, and they had a few more chances in the second. And now in this third quarter, they might have one here, but Kirkendall denies them in the circle. Taking it out of the zone is Galinsky.
Up to DeMayo. We haven't had too much action from Macy.
Yeah,
but
we've
she's
seen her.
usually a powerful force on that front line.
We've seen her bringing the ball up plenty of times, but it's at the end of the day, it's been Taylor a lot, and now it's Taylor with a centering pass that will deflect out of bounds.
Yep. So they're going to start that back up at the 25.
Yeah.
I believe it went out on Frontier Greenfield starting.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it looked like it. We had Frontier had Heflin and DeMayo right in the mix there. Fifield can't stop it. It pops up, but Kirkendall gets down low and now shoots it down the field. There for the ball is Galinsky. Whistle blown in Frontier's favor. Modesto will move it forward a bit, per the referee. And here comes the self-start. She'll pass it back.
All right, so you have two choices. You can either move forward 5 yards before you can pass it, or you do pass it back, and then you can move it forward. So, and then out again on Frontier. So Greenfield's going to start at the top of the circle. Whoop.
And
ooh,
whistle blown the other way.
A little surprise on that one.
Yeah.
But as I tell people who get frustrated with referees, it's all in the angle.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
it really is.
Yep. So we had interference or a third person there. Ooh, trying to get a swing.
Yeah.
That nice sweep, and she missed the ball, and they called that as a dangerous.
Yeah.
She didn't make contact with the ball.
Yeah, the right call and a great thought from Macy DeMayo, but now Taylor taking it around the right side. Can't quite curve it in, and Heflin's shot gets deflected out of bounds.
So Frontier will take it up at the 25.
Yeah.
Because it went out on the goalie. Oops. Doing all my little note taking.
Yeah. It's hard to keep the stats while you're calling the game.
Right.
It is. Harper Modesto with the wind-up, and
yep,
she does it again. Can't quite find DeMayo, although she was right there.
Greenfield's doing a pretty good job of one-on-oneing the Frontier players in the circle.
And now Kirkendall on defense, trying to make a stop here against Boswell. Centering pass, and there's no one there for Mackenzie Boswell.
Yeah, nice swoop in from Abby.
Yeah, absolutely. And a great effort from Boswell from Greenfield. That was the first chance at putting it in Frontier zone that we've seen in quite a bit of time.
Yeah. So it looks like ball went out on Greenfield, so starting on the sideline is Frontier. Looking to maybe reverse it across the field.
Modesto.
Nice. Oh!
Pass intercepted.
13, Ivy Ray did a really nice job of reading that.
And now Riley Thayer, taking it up the near side up against Elsa Brown. And self-start will just have to be moved back a little bit. It stays Greenfield's ball. Thayer's going to be the one to take it. A moment of rest for everyone here as Thayer sets the ball up, and now right back into the swing of things between Galinsky's legs, and whistle goes Greenfield's way twice, and she's just being told to move the ball back a little bit. Thayer, pass back, and Heflin's there to take it away.
Nice read.
Frontier wins the whistle.
Yeah. You know, just like in any sport, you got to be on the move, getting between the opposing team and getting to that ball.
Yeah, reading those passing lanes and just
Yep.
figuring out what some common connections might be between players. And now Taylor, once again, on the right side, can't quite get the pass off. Still fighting for it in the corner. Almost takes it away. Now she does,
Yeah. So
but called for interference, it looks
yep,
like.
Yep. She put her body between the player and
Yep.
the ball. If you can keep the ball moving
Yeah.
in a large arc, you're good. Ooh!
Oh, and Galinsky with the tap-in. What a pretty play.
Oop.
Most of the forwards involved in that goal, and now Frontier up by 3. Greenfield
Right.
parents giving some advice to the players, and they're just telling them to get angry.
For a young team, coming out with some big changes from last
Yeah,
year's roster.
very big
they
changes.
are doing very well and holding their own
Yeah.
and making Frontier work for this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Frontier definitely has the edge in this game, that's for sure. And maybe a chance for Harrington to score against her old team, but the whistle is blown. It will go Greenfield's way.
Yep. Foot.
Exciting chance there for Harrington. And now the ball's turned over. Riley lobs it in. It's loose. DeMeo. And it looks like it'll be a corner.
I'm trying. I was
I'm
trying
guessing-
to see the what the ref was doing.
I'm going to guess that was a foot because there was like 5 people that were around it.
Yeah.
Or just, there was a lot of people that were around it, and the goalie didn't seem to know where it was. So
Yeah.
I'd guess that someone just stepped on it by accident.
So if I've been doing my stats properly, this is the 4th corner.
Kirkendall, big windup.
Ooh.
Oh, and it skips over Vienchik, but also wide of the goal.
And we have another corner.
That'll be number 5, I guess.
Yeah. It's like I focus on one thing and then something else happens and you're trying
Oh,
to
yeah,
catch
tell
up.
me about it. The pass outside of the circle.
Over to the left.
And now
Shot.
Modesto. Deflection.
Ooh,
And it's in. What a play.
I think it went Macy.
That was Rowan Riley who's getting the
Assist.
congratulations there.
Oh.
I think that she'll get the assist. But a good way to put that into context of a sport that people might watch a little bit more is soccer. That is one of the best through passes you could really want. Goalie's right in front of you, and you pass it just right in front of him to the wide open side of the net, and an easy put away for Frontier, and they're up 4-0. Now Gilstrap, once again, trying to make something happen. Stop fast by Modesto. Keeps the ball up with her, and now that's going to be Walker. Ivy Ray called there, yeah.
Yep, here we go.
Modesto sets the ball.
Greenfield trying to make
Pass
that
blocked.
wall.
Yeah. And Gilstrap gets in the way of the clear.
But you always got to remember, you got to play to the whistle. There was no whistle. Keep playing.
Yeah.
Even if it was blatant, if it's not.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a held whistle on that because it was definitely a foot.
Yeah.
But since Frontier was making progress, they held that whistle.
Yeah. And now that'll go Frontier's way. Modesto taking it up. Sees the pass to the outside to Harrington, but it gets intercepted, and now it's going back the other way. Elsa Brown makes a nice move to the inside, and she finds her way into the zone. Reverse, and the centering pass isn't quite there. It'll go Greenfield's way. It's 4-0. We're looking at, a huge, not huge, but a pretty big margin of victory for the Redhawks right now if they can hold on to
this point. And we're only in the third quarter.
Yeah, it looks like, it's going to take a lot from Greenfield to come back. I honestly expect them to end up with maybe one goal, especially if they can really
it's
try
possible.
and it definitely with 4 goals, and now we're bringing in some players first year on the team, number 27 out on the field for the Hawks now. That's Maya Fosno.
Yeah. This will give those younger players that might not see as much play time some of that needed valuable
Exactly.
game.
There's enough of a difference between the two teams in scoring now where Missy's going to feel comfortable bringing in players who are new to the team like Fosno to have that extra time on the field. And this looks to be corner number 6. And that in itself, because if Greenfield is able to capitalize on whichever player not being on the field and score a goal, there's enough of a difference there where it's not going to affect the outcome of the game. That's how she's feeling right now, probably. Elsa, the pass in. Riley bats it down and
not quite connecting towards the goal. Greenfield taking advantage of.
Is a good look. Kirkendall.
Oh.
Oof.
That would be a dangerous.
Yeah, comes up short and doesn't make contact with the ball. Now Gilstrap has a pass forward if she wants it. It's to Boswell. Boswell in the zone. She's got some room, sends it in to Richards, who kicks it aside. Routine save from Richards. But a great effort from Greenfield to get it in that far against this Frontier defense, which, as we've said before, incredibly seasoned. Especially with some of the chances we've seen on offense for the Redhawks, this team is just beyond over their first game jitters. They're starting to have a chemistry. They're firing on all cylinders. This is this already looks like a team that has played so much together and just knows what they're doing, where they're going. And now this really is a huge chance for Greenfield.
Yeah, I believe this is their third corner. Multitasking doesn't always work at the end of the day.
Well, I believe is the best we can give you right now, so just take our word for it. And now, also, good showing from Maya Fosno, who is standing behind the baseline right now. Pass out from Thayer.
Clears the circle. Ooh.
And
missed the connection with the ball.
That's a tough break from Boswell. She's been pushing a lot on the near side this half and just can't quite get it to pay off when it seems to matter most. Thayer, off a deflection, will turn the ball the other way.
Oh.
And
a missed swing.
I guess she clipped the ball, otherwise they would have called something, right? But
Frontier's capitalizing, bringing it up on that strong side.
And it's Harrington who gets her pass blocked, will be Frontier's ball. Moving it forward, back and forth. That was a good move to get the pass by number 5. That was McDonald, who was on defense. And now Greenfield getting ready to send it the other way. Pass tapped down by Frontier. Now Gilstrap has a lot to work through and won't be able to do it. It's Riley taking it up. Into the circle, opening. It's kicked away by Vienczek, and it's put away.
And
that'll be
Addison Harrington.
Addison Harrington.
Goal number 5.
After coming from Greenfield's co-op last year, she scores against them in their season opener. How about that?
I know there was an assist in there, but it was too crowded to.
That was exactly how the last goal happened. Just a lot of quick little taps to, change the direction of it and get it around Vienczek, who, by the way, like we kind of said it already, she's been having a great game, especially for being an 8th grader on varsity.
Right.
Oh, and a great move from Riley Thayer, skipping it over the stick of Maya Fosno. Gilstrap lets it get a little behind her.
Ooh.
And misses the ball on a big swing. Thayer, right in the mix of it, can't get it to finish, and it looks like it'll be a corner.
Yeah, looked like a foot on Frontier, so here's an scoring opportunity.
Yeah. And, huge chance for Greenfield right now, who is still looking at getting possibly shut out if they can't make something happen in the next few minutes or so. We got to be coming to the end of the third quarter soon, and then they've got just 1 quarter left. 5-0 is the score. Thayer hacks it in, knocked down in the circle, moved to the left, and it will be hit wide. Richards doesn't even have to touch it.
And there you
go. Yeah.
End of third quarter. We have 5-0 with 2 goals scored. This particular, 3 goals. 3 goals.
Yes, you're right. 3 goals.
I'm looking at my lines here. One by Maisie DeMayo, one by Ashley Galinsky, and one by Addison Harrington.
And that's what you like to see. Beyond just they're scoring a lot, they're spreading the scoring around.
Exactly.
And that really, like we talked about that a lot last year with basketball and having, being able to share the ball around the court and just, having a well-rounded team. And that's what Frontier has. Like I said, firing on all cylinders, just having those connections, anticipating where those players are going to be and where you need them to be, and then them showing up right there.
Exactly.
That's what makes the difference, and that's why, Frontier is up 5-0 right now with only 1 quarter to go. We'll be back in just a few moments. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. We're coming into the last quarter now. It is 5-0 Frontier. They are leading against the Greenfield Green Wave. Season opener and a great start for the Red Hawks. Greenfield just been really struggling to find a way through Frontier's incredibly solid defensive line.
And you have some of the most talented, strongest forwards on the Frontier.
Absolutely.
And the midfield has been doing very well at supporting.
Yes.
The forwards.
When they need that pass back to just give them a little bit of time to get open and shuffle the defense around a little bit, they've been there for them, And at this point in the game, we're seeing some players step onto the field that, it's their first year on the team. It's their first game of the season, first game playing at Frontier. And so they're getting some good time on the field. In these is 15 minutes per quarter, right?
Exactly.
15, okay.
60 minutes of nothing but running.
Yeah. And that whistle will go Frontier's way. Rowan Riley going to take it up just outside the circle. Centering pass. Walker, and it will skip over the stick. Yeah. Tough break for Fahey. Was in the right position.
Yeah.
Could have, if she got her stick on the ball, could have just spun around and put it right past Vienczek, but that's what happens when you're not playing on an ice rink and everything's smooth. Even on an ice rink, you see the puck skipping around all the time.
Right. So, here, this is, we've said this over and over again for the number of years we've been doing this. Frontier has the best natural grass field hockey field.
Yeah, they do.
Our custodians and grounds crew do a marvelous.
Oh, it's phenomenal. This, we're talking about a fairway on a golf course level stuff right now. It's
we've traveled to other other schools, and we're playing in grass that is 3 to 4 inches clumpy.
Yeah.
And there is a rule in the rule book at the length of the grass.
Yeah.
And being out of code. Ooh, right in the
And
front.
Going to be blown the other way. Another tough break for Fahey. She was right in the mix once again. And that ball's going to skip over the stick of Bouchard.
So we have a little bit of hacking going on.
Yeah. And it'll be Frontier's ball. Bouchard going to take it up. Off of the self-start. Centering pass by Gilstrap. It's Elsa Brown. Now to the far side. Nora Sloan with it. Sloan trying to weave through the defense, and she can't quite do it. Thayer stops her. Now the pass up to Gilstrap. She's got wings to pass to and goes a little bit too far. Fosno there trying to shut it down, and she loses the ball to Boswell. Boswell, who had a couple chances to score, will barely keep the ball in, dancing along the sideline. Fosno holds her ground and stops the ball. Boswell looking very dejected after that. But now Riley, who got an assist on a goal earlier, is going to be moving it up. She's got Walker to her right and the sideline to her left. Nice move to the inside. Whacks it forward into the zone. Not quite there for Harrington, but Walker gets there in time to make it a little difficult for the defense. Now Ivy Ray. Ray, the long pass up, and Kirkendall's just right there to shut that whole thing down.
Claire is just the solid defensive player, and her stick finds that ball
in every
all the
sport
time.
that she plays. I mean, we see her on the basketball court. Walker with a big windup. Fahey, and it's loose. Will go the other way. Last couple chances Frontier has had in the circle and even in the crease right in front of the goal, it's just been unfortunately shut down by a foul that Greenfield was able to draw. But as I was saying about Kirkendall on the basketball court, I mean, beyond being a great scorer,
she's
and
an amazing point guard.
She's incredible, and she also can make some fantastic stops on defense. And what a move from Gilstrap, getting around Feifeld, but moving a little too fast, falls down, and Feifeld keeps the ball after that whistle.
But Claire also has a heck of a three-pointers.
Tell me about it. We could talk, and I mean, this is a good, wow. Ball just shot way up in the air there.
Well, we have a corner.
Corner for Greenfield. And, I mean, while we're on the subject of our basketball team very quickly, I will say my bets are on the girls' basketball team going farther and doing better this season than the boys' basketball team. We lost 2 fairly big point scorers this year. Owen Babb's gone. He's going to DA now.
Yep.
And now Caden Manning, he's going to NMH.
Yeah.
So it'll be a bit of a struggle for the boys' team. Obviously, no one counting them out, but that's my expectation. Pass is a bit slow, but
that was a hack.
Yeah. Good job. I mean, good thing Modesto had her stick right there. Otherwise, she would have gotten hit right in the knee.
Right.
But now she sends a strong pass all the way to midfield.
A nice, strong, quick.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot of field play that we don't normally see so early in the season, with them switching fields with the pass backs, resetting up that triangle so that they can do the attack.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you talked about the coaches just being incredible, and Missy really is. She's trained these girls so well, really.
And we've also been lucky because now we have a juniors league. So we have the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders that are doing some amazing things at their level.
Yeah.
Tournament-wise, winning their leagues. They'll probably, if we have a night game, will make an appearance.
Yeah. And big stand from Macy DeMayo, excuse me, shutting down a great opportunity from McDonald, who was just outside the circle off of a self-start, and she just put the pressure on her, and McDonald couldn't quite handle it. Now moving it up. That's Ivy Cloninger. It's her first year on the team as well.
Yeah. So Missy's really getting some of the younger players up and in.
Yeah. And it's good to see. I mean, there's a few players that have switched their positions. That's going to be a foot on Elsa Brown. Gilstrap moves it forward past Brown. She's got Boswell, who didn't quite see the pass forward. Ray gets in the way of the clear from Brown, and her centering pass skips a little ways away from her.
Ooh.
And that's a dangerous ball in. Lucky for the Red Hawks that no one from Greenfield was there.
Right.
Harrington passes it forward, shut down by McDonald, who traces it back to the circle. It skips in, and the pass in shot down.
Yeah, that went
and
high.
will be turned over by a whistle.
That went high on Greenfield.
Yeah. There's a couple new, beyond being new players to the team, new positions that players are trying out. For example, Isabella Orell, she was a midfielder last year, and she's playing forward now. And so that's the kind of thing where, you know, she might have been on the team last year, but playing a different position, that can have its own little quirks and challenges for each player and, you know, how they might approach it. So getting that game time when you have a big lead like this, it's huge. Right. So to have this opportunity in the very first game of the season, it's a really big deal for Frontier and especially those younger players. But Greenfield still trying to hang in there with Riley Thayer once again making a good play along the sideline.
Yep. So we have some stick hitting going on, which gives Frontier the advantage here.
Yeah.
Now
and now the clear doesn't quite make it past midfield.
Greenfield has the advantage there.
It'll be McDonald to take it off of the self-start. Sends it right up the middle, and Modesto's there for it. Harrington gets it past one defender, and now two. She'll pass it forward. And now we got a
nice
3-on-1 here, DeMayo. And a good stop from McDonald, getting through a few Red Hawks before she turns it over to Elsa Brown. Brown passes it to the outside. That's Kalinowski with it. Gets it into the circle. It's loose in front of the goal. Fahey, and it goes just wide.
But they're getting their stick on it. They're constantly peppering towards the goal.
Yeah.
Just having a little bit of technical difficulty.
Sorry about that, folks.
Comms went down.
Yeah. That's what happens when, you know, you're filming outside and things can happen. Didn't miss too much of the action. But Frontier on offense again. Fahey, her chance gets turned over by a whistle.
But Frontier is constantly bringing it down, getting it in the circle.
Yeah, I mean, they aren't giving Greenfield any chances at all, really. I mean, you see every once in a while an opportunity, like, you know, a rush made down the field. Like right here, we're going to see number 3, Boswell, try and make a run for it. And what's going to end up happening, if she gets far enough, she's going to get stopped by Kirkendall
no,
or
that
Feifeld.
was a nice sweep pass.
That was a great job. And now Thayer getting past Modesto, and she will win the whistle.
All right, so this is the third time we've had a 5-yard violation. So, I think Harper is getting a 2-minute penalty. So Frontier will be down for 2 minutes. There's a lot of movement going on, and Harper didn't get that 5-yard distance before she tried to engage the ball. So that's what happened there. So I saw 2, so I'm assuming it's 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, another scenario that's good for, you know, practice for this team again, first game of the season. It's really lucky that they're getting all of these different opportunities, younger players and everything.
Yep, so we had an interference or third person.
Thayer will once again take the self-start up against her old teammate. And now Kalinowski, off a deflection, takes it away.
We got a held whistle.
And now in the circle, Gilstrap might have a chance. Knocked wide. McDonald can't knock it down, and Walker, a nice backhand pass, but it won't get all the way to Harrington. McDonald trying to move it forward. Stopped by Kalinowski.
Lauren trying to work it up with that reverse stick. Trying to keep the ball away from Greenfield.
It's a great effort on the sideline, but now McDonald wins it. Up to Gilstrap in the zone, and
yeah, we have a foot on Frontier, so it's a Greenfield ball just outside the circle.
Yep. McDonald fakes out, moves back in, and
that's game.
There you go. Big win for the Hawks in their first game against their rival, the Greenfield Green Wave. 5-0 the final score.
Yeah, we have Macy DeMeo that scored twice. Rowan Riley with an assist on I think the third goal, which was put in by Ashley Galinsky. Ashley Taylor scored the second goal in the first quarter, and Addison Harrington with the fifth. So we're looking good.
Yeah, looking really good. I mean, like we were saying, spreading the scoring out and just, making sure that plenty of players are getting that opportunity to have the time on the field. The next game for the Red Hawks will be an away game this Friday at Agawam. So going into that game, they will
That's a big school. That's higher division.
It'll be a good test for this team, especially after a big confidence boost like this. Big win against a team that they've fought so hard against at the end of their season last year.
Yeah, and they'll be playing on turf, too, down in Agawam.
That's the other thing. They'll enjoy that.
So.
But for the final time, 5-0, Hawks on top. A good win to open the fall sports season. We will see you on Friday for the opening football
Friday night
football on FCAT.
Against Lunenburg.
Cole's going to be there, too. It's against Lunenburg. We had to travel out to them last time, but they're coming to us. So we're looking forward to that. We hope you are, too. I've been Mason Smith.
I'm Stacey Chapley.
Cole Melnick. That's it. I got his last name right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We hope you have a wonderful day. You've been watching Frontier Community Access Television.